Hey, admirers, welcome to this episode of the Healing Hearts Podcast, a show about healing, hope, self care, and topics often regarding mental health, as it's okay to not be okay majority of the time. One thing that I love about this podcast, also about this community, also, I love the new mic and what it sounds like. This is very accurate to my voice. Hold up, I'm getting text messages from mom. She said, "Love you guys." Uh, One thing that I love is that we are collectively healing here. This is a space where not only that the hours upon hours of research that I've done to help us out in our journeys, but also just us allowing to share our stories and being able to facilitate a safe space where we can have conversations that we're not having enough of regarding anxiety, regarding eating disorders, regarding addiction, regarding suicide, regarding self-harm, regarding forgiveness, and regarding so much more. What we are doing here, and we are absolutely saving lives. And if you would like to share this podcast with someone else, please do. In today's conversation, we're going to talk about something that this is a process that I do with each and every surgery. And in this chapter, surgeries take a lot out of me. And as you're watching this, or well, I recorded this on March 5th, 2024, approximately, what would that be? 13 days before surgery. And before my 60-second surgery, which is supposed to be just as painful, possibly just as painful as it'd be in my top 10 most painful surgeries of the 61 surgeries I've had, which is a very bold statement, but it's okay. Instead of focusing on why me, I focus on understanding that only I can do this. Only I can walk down this path, and I'm going to come out on top. I'm going to come out at the mountaintop of this. So it's going to be okay. I'm not too stressed out about it. I've been here before. I could do it again. I'm made for this. Sadly, I am. And it's okay. I'm humbled by it. One of the things that I like to navigate during this time of surgery and preparing my mind, body, and soul to be committed to going through this very intensive, almost life-threatening process, and walk out of it focusing on just my healing and the journey ahead, is understanding that whatever resentment that I have in my heart, that I have in my soul, may need to walk away. Some of the things that prevent us from being the next version of ourselves or being a better version of ourselves is sometimes pain. The things that, if you feel like maybe you're not progressing as much as you want in life, or that you're not reaching the next chapter, sometimes it's something that you're holding on to. You got something that's sitting on you, that's holding you down, that's being a burden to you. And because you won't let it go, you don't have the capacity or the space to walk forward or to progress to the next chapter. And sometimes the beauty of letting go, the beauty of forgiving and not forget. See that? See the key word there? Forgiving, but not forgetting what happened, allows you to have peace and to have space in your heart so that you can have room for what's ahead and for the blossoming and for the joy that you're meant to be. Every now and then, I wouldn't say exactly every single surgery that I've had, but I like to write a letter, and it's a forgiveness letter. It's a forgiveness to myself or to someone that I'm holding resentment towards. Having hate or resentment towards someone, it takes up a lot of energy, it takes up a lot of space, and people wonder, like, why don't I hate certain people who have really negatively affected my life, like my ex or like my dad or certain family members or like people on social media. Is because life is too short. Life is too short, and it's too precious to focus on one person in a negative light. I only have space for positive energy, and if I keep allowing there to be space for negative energy, I might be destroyed in the process. And that person may keep doing what they're doing while a beautiful person like me is no longer here. So in order to be here, in order to stay here, I have to work actively hard to make sure that, to understand that there are some people who might cause hurt. You may never understand them. You may never get the closure that you need. And that's a part of acceptance of the grieving process of that. And it's okay to be angry. We can be angry for what we're feeling. Like, your emotions and your experiences are valid. I'm not telling you to undermine any of that, but I'm telling you to listen to yourself. You could be mad at that person all you want, but it's not going to make things better. Getting revenge isn't going to make things better. Shaming someone, punishing someone isn't going to make much things better. You might hurt yourself in the process. I'd rather us focus on, if we want, this is optional. Forgiveness is an option too. Having confidence is an option too. Confidence isn't something that's earned. Confidence is something that you build. It's something that you can obtain yourself, and you have the choice over your confidence and over your self-love. No one can give that to you but you. Now, people can affirm your confidence, but it's not as good as you affirming it for yourself. You holding that power to yourself. So forgiveness is in the same space. You have to open-heartedly forgive someone, or to forgive yourself, or forgive an experience, in order for you to have the space and the capacity and the peace to move forward. It's a choice. And life's just full of options, and I refuse to let one thing hold you back from your greatest potential, whether you're young into your life or whether you're a seasoned person. You still have so much space left on the canvas. And let's put something good on there. You deserve it. This letter, usually, if I write this letter, I usually burn it in a bonfire, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to make a bonfire and then burn this letter in it. But let's start off with it. Let's start off with the guidelines, and you can write these down, or just come back to this particular portion of the video, or recorded version, whichever platform that you're listening to this on. Excuse me. Here's a guideline that I've made so that you can write to yourself, so that you can start your journey of forgiveness and healing. Call this letter writing a letter of forgiveness and healing to yourself. This is the letter that you don't have to give to anyone. This is the letter that you don't have to share. You don't have to tell anyone about it, but this letter is for you, to you. Number 1, start with a warm greeting. Begin the letter with a gentle and compassionate greeting to yourself, such as dear such and such, or dear Josh, or dear Christina, or dear Stephen, or dear Robert. So address it to yourself. Number 2, acknowledge the pain. Be honest about the hurtful experiences or situations that have caused you pain and the emotions associated with them. Number 3, express your feelings. Share your emotions openly without judgment, and describe how the pain has affected you emotionally, mentally, and perhaps physically. Practice self-forgiveness. Acknowledge any mistakes or shortcomings on your part and forgive yourself for them. Self-forgiveness is a crucial step towards healing. Number 5, forgive others. Extend forgiveness to anyone who has caused you harm or contributed to your pain. Recognize that forgiveness for your own peace of mind, not necessarily for the benefit of the other person, but this is for you. Number 6, let go of resentment. Releasing any lingering resentment or anger towards yourself or others, choose to let go of the past and embrace the future filled with peace and healing. And know that I'm asking you to forgive and not to forget. Commit to self-care. Promise to prioritize self-care and self-compassion moving forward, recognizing your own worth and commitment to nourishing yourself with love and kindness. Number 8, embrace healing. Empathize your commitment to healing and moving forward with positivity and resilience. Focus on the present moment and the potential for growth and transformation. Close with encouragement. End the letter with words of encouragement and affirmation, reminding yourself of your strength, resilience, capacity, and growth. And sign your name with love. Sign off the letter with a loving and compassionate message to yourself. Empathize the importance of self-love and acceptance in your journey towards healing. Take your time with writing this letter. Write it from the heart. This is something that doesn't come overnight or in one day or one sitting. Some of these letters are going to be really hard to write. These letters are important. They remind you of the process of forgiveness and that it's okay to revisit the letter as needed on your journey towards healing, or to burn it like what I do. I often don't go back to reread them, but I have a few times because I used to sit in the mode of why me? Why me? Why, like, God, why do I have to go through this? God, why me? Why right now? Why my life? Why so much pain? Why so much hurt? Why make me a victim of not just being mauled by our family's 2 pit bulls, but why make me a victim of the abuse of my father, or the abuse of an ex-partner, or abuse of racism, discrimination, and extensive bullying from inside and outside of, like, in public life, but also in my private life? Why make me a victim of sexual assault and rape? Why make me a victim of these things? And I started to realize that when I was focusing on why me, I was living in the past, but I was disconnected from what's going on in the present moment. I was disconnected from what's ahead. I was disconnected from my actual worth and understanding that I'm not a victim of my experiences. I'm not a victim of my flaws. I'm not a victim of what others have done to me when I was at my most vulnerable moments. I'm a survivor. I'm a thriver. I'm resilient. I'm everything. And I'm still human. And people and things happen, and mistakes are prevalent in this life. No one's perfect. And I can't always justify someone's actions, but I also have to choose that if not everything is meant, it happens for a reason. It only happens for a reason if I choose to obtain a purpose to that particular subject matter. But if I choose to sit here and to say that there's no learning lesson from that, it's okay. It's understanding that though that I've been through this experience, I haven't succumbed to this experience. I haven't been destroyed through this experience. I've been beaten. I've been shattered. I've been broken. I'm a broken person who's healing. I'm not a hurt person who hurts people. I'm a hurt person who's healing and healing others. I'm made for this. And instead of blaming God for why me, why now, why put my life on pause, God told me, hey, I need you to tend to these issues. I need you to tend to these problems. I need you to tend to your body because your body isn't ready for what I have in store for you. And in order for me as God to progress you to the next chapter in your life, I need you to let go of the past. I need you to let go of the pain and the hurt. I need you to understand that I don't have answers to everything that you have, because the devil is at play at times and I can't control over him. But what I've done, I've been protecting you and I've been giving you the strength to make it through it. I broke the mold when I made you. So know this. I need you to take care of you so that you can be better for what I have in store and for planned for you. Now I go from the mindset of saying, why me? Why now? And blaming myself and bashing myself to being like, you know what? I wouldn't want nobody else to go through this but me, because I can make it through this. I can get through this. God made me stronger. He made sure that he made me in a way that I could survive this. This might have not been a part of his plan, but the resiliency that he installed in me and installed in you was a part of his plan. As a mental health advocate, I know that not everybody believes that are Christian and believes in God, so I'll say it like this. I do believe that there needs to be two things to focus on in order to improve your mental well-being. It's one, believe in something that's bigger than yourself. It doesn't have to be God. It could be anything. It has to be something that's positive, that's bigger than yourself. Some people believe in the universe. That's fine. Or Buddha, or the galaxy. There's many different beliefs, but it has to be something bigger than you, because the world doesn't revolve around one singular person. We create this world and we make the world better. There's a lot out there. Second thing, you have to want it. You have to want it. You have to put in the work for it. You have to believe in things that you don't always see or haven't always seen in your life, and know that you can conjure it. The sky isn't the limit. The stars are. So me as someone who believes, I understand that in order for me to make it through these experiences, though how hard they are, and even with admireware and everything that I've been through, I sit here and I'm thankful, and I'm like, it's okay. I'd rather be me than be the next person. And because of what I'm doing, I can help lead the next person through, and they don't have to go through none of the stuff that I've been through. I'm leading by example. I'm making younger me proud. You're making younger you proud. I know you guys have been waiting for this letter, so I'm going to read it to you. Dear Joshua, I apologize for the mistakes that led to the minor procedure escalating into the top 10 of 61 surgeries. I made the mistake of falling in love with someone who weaponized my secrets and treated me like a daily punching bag. She not only disrupted your life, but caused irreparable damage to your prosthetic ears. Destroyed your photography equipment, left your left nostril permanently damaged. I understand that reading this may be painful, but but I feel it's necessary to address the issues at hand so that we can clean slate and find peace for the road ahead. I forgive her for what she did to me. Although we may never receive the closure that we've been seeking, we are far better now than we've ever been before. We don't need an apology. We don't need an apology from her. What we need is to let go of the past so that we can heal properly and thrive in the future. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting. It's about making peace and releasing resentment. I also forgive my poor judgment and for enduring so much pain that I knew was unacceptable. I stayed silent and tried to salvage the situation even though it was destroying me in the process. I apologize for putting us in harm's way. Forgive myself for my mistakes, understanding that you would want me to be gentler to myself. I've been battling with myself and engaging in internal wars that have taken a toll on our well-being. I must forgive and to let go of that anger. While you understand others may not comprehend the sacrifices that we've made over 16 years, undergoing countless surgeries, I need you to know that I am your caretaker and must forgive in order to be better equipped to take care of you. As we approach surgery in 13 days, I recognize the importance of being fully present and committed to your recovery, rather than being consumed by anger and division. Remember, Joshua, that forgiveness is a process. It takes time. I'll be patient with you and trust that with time and effort, we will find peace and move forward together. We've endured a lot, from death threats to family discord to physical pain and bullying. I acknowledge your pain. I hear your struggles. Despite the hardships, we've continued to fight for life, to turn tears into strength. You are a hero, a warrior, and everything in between. I cannot erase what happened, but I am committed to caring for your wounds and allowing them to heal. While healing isn't linear and setbacks may occur, know that I'm here for you, and together we will overcome. What's holding us back is preventing us from progressing to the next chapter in our lives. Let's release the past and embrace the future with open arms. I forever love and will lay down a rose in honor as I fight for you. We are brother in arms. Together, we will continue to make the world a better place with our collective healing efforts to each other. With love and compassion, Joshua Christopher Dixon, age 24 years old. And even though I wrote this, it was so hard reading that. Forgiveness isn't easy. Honesty and vulnerability isn't either. Though that honesty and vulnerability is a strength of mine, it's also a weakness sometimes. It's one of those things I talk about often. It's like, once you're aware of it, you can use it as a strength. I think a lot of my weaknesses, I use them as strengths. I was really angry at myself for allowing myself to go through the hell that I went through in that relationship. And even this morning, going to see my surgeon and finding out all of the things that we're going to do in this operation, it was preventable. Not all of it. Some of it was going to happen anyway. It was going to be a surgery that was going to happen soon anyways. That was going to be very similar to this, but not to this caliber of intensity. And it took time for me to get past the should've, could've, would've, and the anger that I had, not only against her, but towards myself for allowing that to happen. To understand that I can't go back, that I could only focus on now, and things could be worse, comparatively speaking. Things could absolutely be worse. But I'm surrounded by loved ones. I'm surrounded by those who love and care about me. I'm surrounded by this community. I'm surrounded by myself. And I am doing so much better now in life than I've ever have done. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about passion. I'm talking about purpose. I'm talking about motivation. I'm talking about drive. I'm talking about commitment. I'm talking about holding myself to realistic standards instead of the unrealistic standards that was tearing me apart. I am confident in myself now, and I see my worth now more than I ever have. I'm thankful. I'm thankful because if I would have sat these 3 years in anger and in hostility, because all the things that I could be one bitter person in this world, and people probably be like, all right, you know what? That makes sense. That makes sense why Josh is the way he is. But no, Josh ended up being this embodiment of love. I'm not a mean person. I'm not angry. And things hurt. And I have tears in my eyes sometimes from the things that hurt, and things that I still have some scars from. But you know what? There's a new day ahead. There's a better day ahead. And all wounds can heal. I'm going to give it the bandages that it needs, the care that it needs, the air that it needs, the ointment that it needs. I'm going to give it the treatment that it needs so that it can heal. I've had 61 surgeries. I know a lot about healing externally. And you know what? It's crazy. A lot of us all have health conditions and we know how to heal externally, but we don't know how to heal internally, right? So it's important for us to have these conversations that we're not having, and these difficult conversations, these vulnerable moments, and these heartfelt moments, because it shows us that, like, here's a possible way that we can heal internally, that we can bandage our heart and allow it to heal. And it might be a scar that's left there forever, but it's a healed scar. It's a victory scar. We've made it through. We've made it through 100% of our hardest days. And we're going to continue and always fight for a better tomorrow and fight for a better meaning of life. We all have purpose. We all are irreplaceable. No one can take what we've give to this world. No one can take what you have. No one can take from your experience and what you've gone through and what you've survived and what you've endured. You're awesome. You deserve to be here. And remember that some things that might be hurt might be holding you back in life. It might be because of something in your past hurt you deeply and it's preventing you from moving forward. But what if you sat there and written that letter to yourself to forgive yourself for your flaws, forgive yourself for what happened, give yourself the closure that you've been desperately looking for, and watch the blessings and miracles happen in front of you ahead as you look up as you're walking forward instead of walking forward looking down and looking back. Look back and be proud. Don't look back and be shameful. Look back and be proud. You made it through it. Not too many people would have made it through what you've been through. Don't compare yourself to others. You've been through it. You have done it. You've done the hardest of hard, and you're gonna continue to get through it. Just know this one thing: is I love you. I'm proud of you. You are a warrior. You are a love warrior, and you one of our love warriors. And I thank you for being here and listening to this episode of the Healing Hearts podcast. Let me know if you love this new microphone. I really love how it makes me sound. I really love that it's my true and authentic voice. It doesn't over process. It doesn't too under process. This sounds like me when you're listening to me talking in person, and it's clear, it's crisp, and it is, woo, it's smooth. If you like to know about more about Admira is a love-based lifestyle brand and community that focuses on mental health awareness and suicide prevention. We are a family of love, and we love you. We send you love through not only through the clothing, through the apparel, through the videos, but we love you on days where you may not love yourself. We're there for you when you may not be there for yourself, and sometimes it's hard, but understanding that you're not alone it can keep you fighting. It can keep you going through the hurdles and going through the challenges, to know that someone's there and believing in you, and we sit here and believe in you each and every day, regardless of personal characteristics, regardless of ability status, regardless of sexual orientation, creed, religion, or race, or even geography, where you're located in this world. We believe in you. We love you. Everybody deserves redemption. Everyone deserves love and hope. And I love thy neighbor like Jesus loves me. And I forever think that this world needs more love and needs more admiration. And people need to admire themselves as they are admiring others. And if you're sitting here admiring someone, remember to admire yourself. Remember to give yourself that love. Remember to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you. And that might be hard to say. And sometimes it gets harder. But something, in order to have better days ahead sometimes, and this is something that I'm going to really feel when I have the surgery, it's a true embodiment of it. Sometimes it has to get harder for it to get better. And I can't breathe through my nose. Today is a little better though. It's not perfect though. That's kind of what it's like to breathe through my nose. Yeah, that's what it's like breathing through my nose, but it's not great. My nose hurts because it's a broken nose, but I'm gonna have to go through this really painful surgery, and to have skin removed from my arm to look like this skin graft. So you see this here, then you see how my arm is perfect. I've been saving this arm for 16 years, but apparently I can't no more. You know, to take the skin from this arm to rebuild my nose so that I can be able to have a better quality of life. So I really live by that embodiment. Sometimes it does have to get harder for it to get better. Trust me, you got this. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for. If you'd like to learn more about Admireware, you can go to admireware.com. Excuse me. ADMIREWEAR.com. And you can purchase apparel, you can purchase joggers, you can purchase shoes with affirmations on it, stickers, tote bags, t-shirts, embroidery hoodies. You can anything to not. We are here to add to your journey, not take away from it. We're here to sometimes some of these conversations will make you uncomfortable, but we believe that they make us better. Sometimes we have to get uncomfortable to mold into our new shell, to go from a caterpillar into a butterfly, or a seed into a rose. We are a community of roses helping each other collectively heal, and we don't hurt each other. We don't invade one another. We don't put weed killer and kill you or offer anything. We are going to pour from our glass into yours. Instead of your glass being half empty, we're gonna get your glass above half full. I love you. See you next time, my friend.